It's feeling like fall, everybody, and to keep us warm, here to make fashionable and functional pocket scarves just perfect for fall is Orly. You look really cozy.
I am very
all wrapped
cozy.
up in your pocket scarf.
I am very cozy. Yeah, these are super cool. Not only because they're like fashionable, they're fun. You're going to see someone wearing it and be like, "What is that? That's so fun!" Because the way you can put your hands inside. But it's also really functional simply because if I buy a pair of gloves, the next thing that happens is I lose a pair of gloves. So for me, this is like, it's all in one place. It's really cozy. It's super cute.
And this one in particular is pretty sentimental for you.
It is. It is. So this one that I'm wearing, my mom actually made and gave to me when I moved to New York. I moved to New York when I was 19, coming from living here in Southern California where we don't really need cozy things like this.
Right.
And so she gave it to me, and she loves to knit. I mean, this is a photo of her with my daughter Blake. She knit that little dress for her third birthday.
Wow.
And she's just so talented. I get all of my creative juju from her and my grandmother.
We know where you get it from.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
We definitely do.
It's great.
I love the fact, obviously, you're wearing this, but I'm a scarf guy myself, and I love that what we're making here today is great for women, it's great for men, it's great for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's super versatile, and that's really because it just comes down to the colors and the patterns you choose. The technique itself is really simple.
All right, good. So how do we get started?
Okay.
First thing we need.
First thing is you want your fabric. Now, when you're looking for fabric, it really comes down to something that feels like it could be a scarf. So like walk through, touch it, make sure it has a really nice hand to it, something that would feel cozy around your neck, not itchy, not crispy. You know, that's super important. This I've cut to right about 24 inches wide. You can go wider than that, but that's just going to make it a thicker scarf. So 24 inches wide, I then will take that fabric and fold it in half. Okay. So if you would help me lay it right on that line there. And what you're going to do is take your pins. You'll simply pin this all the way across, making sure it's even. Okay. And this is the main part of our stitch. So I would then go with my sewing machine all along this edge with a simple straight stitch.
A simple straight stitch. And if you don't have a sewing machine, you could do it by hand?
You could use by hand, yeah. It's going to take a little while, but you could do it by hand.
Okay.
Now, always, just the first thing is always make sure you go face to face, right? So this is my soft, cozy side. So I'm going face to face when I stitch. And that will make sense in just a moment.
Okay.
So you're going to do that straight stitch. I'm going to move this because I have one that's done. And you can see I'm doing it, I did it in a red with a white stitch, just so you could see it. Obviously, you would want to go with the correct colored thread. Okay. So you can see I've got my straight stitch going all the way across.
Excellent.
Now we flip it inside out. So I'll pull my whole hand inside there and flip it inside out.
And that's why you did the soft, cozy side on the inside, because you're doing the little flip inside out trick.
Precisely. So you want to make sure that your side seam is on the side. Hide it on the side because we're going to be putting our pocket now. So here is the piece that I cut for my pocket. It is insanely easy to figure this pattern out. It's literally like put your hand like this on your scarf and think like, how deep do I want that to go?
Sure.
And then you cut a piece that's the same width as your existing scarf and as deep as you want it to go. So that's what I did right here.
Make it personal, however you want to do it. Okay, great.
Now again, you want to do this face to face. So we're going to flip this over.
So in the sense that you want the soft, cozy side facing the soft, cozy side. So you've got what we would think would be the outside right here.
You would think that.
Okay.
It will make sense in a moment.
It will make sense.
I'm going to pin my sides and pin my bottom. And what you would do now is the first step would be doing a zigzag stitch across this bottom here. This is going to close up the bottom.
I see.
Then you would stitch up the side and up the side. And I have one done here so you can see the way that it looks.
Okay. Now you mentioned the zigzag stitch, which, I mean, what could you do if you didn't have a sewing machine?
So something that would look really cool is you actually would not flip it inside out, which you're going to see in a moment, but you could use yarn. So look at all these beautiful, gorgeous colors we have here in the craft room right now. Any one of these colors would work gorgeously with this, and it would add a whole other dimension, a whole other design opportunity. And because it's yarn, you need way less stitches because it's like chunky and it's meant to be seen, whereas needle and thread, it's a lot of handwork.
It would become part of the design. I love that. I love that.
So take a look right here. You can see I zigzagged my bottom. Right? It's clean finish on both sides, and I stitched up my sides. Now what you do is you take this and you flip it inside out. So here is now my pocket, and you can see it's the right side now. So now this is the correct side. So that's how you do the pocket. And I want to show you another option. We talked about, can it be masculine? Can you make something?
Exactly.
So I wanted to make one for you. And right now this is still inside out. I made it with a little plaid detail to show you can make the pockets contrasting.
So this still needs to be flipped.
So now you flip.
So you go inside and you take it out like this.
And now put your hand in and push those corners out so they're nice and crisp. And you can see how nice and crisp that comes out there on the corners. And now, let's see. Try that sucker on.
All right.
Does it work for you?
Here we go. Come on.
Look, is it at the right length for your hands?
Now, you could even, I noticed you got buttons on that guy right there. You could put a button on here. You could look at this.
Oh,
Cozy.
We've got coziness. Yeah, you can put a button on there to keep it closed, because another option is not putting your hands in it, but using it to put your cell phone in or your car keys. So you might want to put a little button to keep it closed.
I love these.
And one last thing,
yeah.
if you want this to be something where you wrap it around
sure.
and go down, then you might need to put a center seam in the back to make it twice as long, because otherwise, like, this is weird.
Otherwise, yeah, if you still want it to be functional,
yeah,
right, exactly.
Right, so if you still want it to be something like that, then just make the scarf that much longer so you have room to wrap and it's still at the right place for your hands.
Christmas came early for me.
Yes!
In the middle of fall. I love it. We're excited to announce also that this project and many more will be featured in our Home and Family Fall Recipe and DIY book, which, of course, is available right now at hallmarkchannel.com. Thank you for my scarf.
Thank you.
I love this.
It's
is
fun.
Fantastic. Now, next is Debbie, and Debbie's hanging out with somebody. Who are you with, Deb?
Hey, Cam, I'm hanging out with Wendy McClendon-Covey. She's telling me all about the season premiere of The Goldbergs and her new movie. It's giving me goosebumps, Wendy, it is. Goosebumps.